Hello, and welcome to another episode of Fic and Fiction, a cozy bookish podcast for chaotic story goblins like us. On today's episode, we have the amazing Courtney Whims joining us to talk about the Arterian series. Her debut novel of Flames and Fallacies is out now, and the sequel of Blood and Banes is to follow in September of this year. Without further ado, as always, we are your hosts, Crimson,
Molly,
and Emmy.
We
Hello.
got through it.
hello.
Hi.
Well done.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It has been
A
a
day.
long time since we've recorded. Yeah.
It has. What has it been, like 3
Mhm.
weeks?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
something
have.
like
We took
that,
a
yeah.
little- We took a little break. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
It's good. Breaks are good.
Some of it was on purpose. Some of it was like, no, life is still kicking us in the teeth. We can't do it yet.
Yeah.
The schedule was not scheduling.
It was not. The goats were not in our favor.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm glad we all made it here today. So
Us
We did.
as well. Yeah.
How
Very
was your day, Crimson?
Wow. That's a loaded question. So I had a very simple plan today for this day, which was basically like get up early, eat some breakfast, head to IKEA right when they opened, which is an ordeal because I live in Paris and I don't have a car. So it's about an hour's transportation to IKEA. I had this genius idea that, like, okay, I will take public transport to IKEA, but then when I buy the stuff, I will take an Uber XL back. And this will be just as cheap as the delivery, and then I don't have to deal with the dumb delivery company and scheduling, and it's going to be amazing. So, for some reason, I woke up way too early, and then I proceeded to decide I didn't want to cook breakfast, and I ordered us breakfast, and then fell back asleep. So, like, my husband had breakfast, and then I woke up 30 minutes after IKEA had already opened, an hour away, and I eventually got to IKEA around lunchtime. And the only other thing I had to do today was like come back, drop the stuff off at the new apartment, and then come back to my current apartment and get ready to film. So like this was still fine, totally normal schedule. And then it was busy because it was later in the day, so it took a little longer than I wanted to do everything, but I was still right on track. And it turns out you cannot take an Uber from IKEA. That is like not a thing. You can try, and the app will just keep laughing at you. So they will just, every single driver will deny your request. So then I had to wait in another line to ask to like have the things I've already paid for delivered and pay for that. And the guy, as soon as I finally got to the guy and talked to him about it, like I could tell he was trying not to laugh at me. Like he was like, yeah, that doesn't work. You can't do that.
That's
And
insane.
yeah. And then it took another probably 30 or 40 minutes just to go through the process of like ordering the delivery, which is going to be a pain to deal with anyway. And then I had to like go back and get in line to try to pay for it. And they were like, why are you doing this? You're supposed to pay it online. It's in your email now. And like, I was like, you mean I could have just left this store 30 minutes ago and that would have been fine? Like, okay, cool, bet. And then I still had to take public transport back because no matter what, I was going to have to like walk far enough away that they didn't think I was trying to put IKEA things in their Uber. So it's been quite the day. I thought I would be back home around 4 or 5, and I got back home at 7. So here we are.
And you didn't even get meatballs.
And I didn't even get to eat meatballs because I didn't have time. It was so frustrating. I was totally going to have I was going to go in the morning and then do the shopping. And then before I picked out all the furniture in the warehouse, I was going to stop and have some meatballs. I was going to do the whole thing. No meatballs.
Oh, that's such a disappointment. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, did you even go to IKEA if you don't get any meatballs or a hot
Right?
dog?
Like
come on.
what's the point?
I don't know.
That place is hell, and they make you put everything together yourself. At least meatballs, but no.
Yeah. You deserve to treat yourself. Now you're just gonna have to go back and get meatballs.
At some point, maybe to a different one. That IKEA now feels cursed. So
You just can't go in an Uber.
yeah, I need to like rent a car to go to IKEA.
The big question is, Crimson, have you read anything this week?
Yes, but not anything I was supposed to read. Something really flattering to me happened this week. Anyone who follows me on TikTok might know that I occasionally will post about plot bunnies that have come into my head for Hermione fanfic. And I will typically be like, I don't have time to write this. So if anyone wants to, like, go for it. But nobody ever does, except somebody did. Somebody wrote one of my plot bunnies from like a year and a half ago. It's a whip right now, and I read the first 2 chapters that are out. It's called Salt and Sea.
Love it.
Ooh, that's
And
exciting.
yeah, so it's kind of funny because in my head the plot bunny was inspired by a TikTok I saw about the North Sea. Actually, like a whole bunch of them I saw about the North Sea. And then I came up with this plot bunny, and it inspired this person to write a fanfic, which so far is fairly close to the brief. So I am pretty excited to see what they do with it.
That's
Hot damn.
exciting.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So I did read a little bit. I also was reading something else earlier in the week, but I don't even remember what now. I can tell
Wasn't
you
that
it
memorable
wasn't
then?
it wasn't Iron Flame, which I know you're gonna ask me.
Yeah.
So
Flame, I'm very curious.
okay, so
Damn
I
it.
finally jumped on the Empyrean series bandwagon before Onyx Storm came out, and what happened was I crushed through Fourth Wing like really, really quickly. And then I crushed through over half of Iron Flame. I now have 200 pages left, and nope, 150 pages left now. And I have had those 150 pages left for probably like 3 months.
Months.
Bear in mind, she started reading Iron Flame before Onyx Storm came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So like last
So
year.
I guess it's been like 5 months. Yeah, it's been a while. I have 2 copies of Onyx Storm actually. They're already moved, but I have the special edition and everything. I just
Haven't got there.
haven't got there. Like, and
But
it's
she
not
said,
I'm not bored. It's not like I don't want to read it. It's just like I was trying to get it done before Onyx Storm came out, and I didn't make my deadline, and then suddenly my brain was just like, well, we don't need to worry about that right now.
but she's very nice. She does take Iron Flame on lovely field trips around Paris. It's gonna come to visit us when we go to Glasgow. It's all good.
Of course.
There you go.
It's
Yeah.
a traveler.
Because I am a girl who keeps a book in my bag. I've always either got a book or my Kindle in my bag, and so for a long time that book was Iron Flame. She's seen most of Paris now, and she's also heavy, so she gets to
You
rest.
got the
most of
hardcover,
time now.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So, yeah, she now has a place of honor in the new apartment, and eventually. Actually, I feel like once I do eventually read it, I have to just like stay quiet about it and see how long it takes for someone to ask me about it. Because it's
It will be like 3 days, and then
We ask on the
be like,
episode.
Crimson.
How's Iron Flame?
you never know. You might give up before it happens.
Never.
Never. When have we ever given up?
But I think a better
Never.
question is what have you guys been reading? Molly, what have you been up to? I know what you've been up to, and I want to hear about it.
Okay, are we talking like the last week?
Yeah.
Like just the last
You've
week?
been
Okay.
living your best life.
I've spent the last week, and it's taken me like a week to read it, but in all fairness, it was like I was savoring it. So I was reading an arc of The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Brigitte Knightley. Whew. It is perfection. It comes out in July, on July 8th. It's probably already out. But it is everything I wanted it to be and more.
You fought
And
tooth and nail for that arc.
Yeah, you
I did fight. I fought for that arc. Yeah. It was amazing, guys. Like, I read, obviously, I did the reread of Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love, and then I was like, right, okay, let's prep, let's do it, and then I hopped straight into The Irresistible Urge. And I have to say, it's nothing like the plot is nothing like Draco Malfoy. However, the banter and the relationship, the characters, they are very on brand to the fanfic.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I had the
really
best
great.
time. And then I also started, but admittedly haven't finished. I haven't finished. I am partway through. I am like 25% of the way through. Can't find my Kindle. Where is my Kindle? Anyway, of Flames and Fallacies. It is very good. Don't get me wrong. It is amazing, but I only started it last night. I started it last night after I finished Irresistible Urge. Just like, right, I need to do this.
Then.
It was excellent.
Good. I'm glad you're liking it so far.
Having the best time.
I guess I've
What
got to be mindful
about?
of how I answer certain questions if you haven't quite finished it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm here for the spoilers. I forget what I had for breakfast, so I'll
Yeah.
probably forget whatever said anyway. So
I
it's all good.
can't remember what I was reading last week, so it doesn't matter. I did actually start today, but I didn't mention it because I got like 5%.
Well, you had quite the day, so yeah.
I was like reading it on the bus, like surely I can time travel and make this happen. Like I can.
But Emmy has done it.
Yeah.
I did read the book.
Yes.
She did the homework.
She's our
So
good.
you know how it ends. You know all the twists. You know it all.
There
so.
is, I mean, for anyone listening, as usual, this will be a full spoiler episode. So anyone who hasn't read the book, if you want to read it first and come back, that's fine. For Crimson and Molly's sake, they don't care if they get spoilers because they're going to read it anyway.
Mhm.
But just for everyone else listening, there will be spoilers in this episode. So do what you will with that. But yeah, I finished the book. I'm trying to think of what else I've read in the past week. I started the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I have all the books just behind me.
Yeah, you've been eating that up.
It's so good. Like unbelievably good. I've been like screeching. I've been like lying in bed next to my fiance every night and I'm just like giggling and like laughing so hard. And he's like, shut up. Like
I'm trying to sleep.
yeah.
I love it when a book can make you giggle. Like that's just like the best.
It's so good. There's no like romance or anything in it. It really is just like he ends up in this like Dungeons and Dragons style fantasy video game competition that's televised across the galaxy, and he's stuck with his ex-girlfriend's cat who's called Princess Donut, the Queen Anne Chonk. Like that is her full name. It's great.
Love it.
That's cute.
It's wonderful.
Can I just say that I know the books that y'all have been reading are good this week because we really truly are like besties and we hang out on Discord like all the time. So we've been hanging out on Discord and they've been reading while I've been building other IKEA furniture that I've already paid for.
And having a rave. We've been having a rave. It's all good.
Yeah, I have a fun disco light going on. But while that's happening, I obviously look ridiculous and I'm sweating and I'm usually wearing a very silly outfit. And so they're kind of laughing at me, but then they're also laughing at the books. And so like there's so much laughter going on while they're reading that I'm constantly like, did I do something funny again? Like what's happening? So I know it's been a good reading week for everybody.
Yeah. Courtney, have you read anything this week? Is there anything that even on your radar this week that you?
I have actually read something. Let me see if I can show you real quick. So I've read this. I guess anybody listening can to see it.
Ooh.
Book 2 printed and spiral bound. So
Beautiful.
We have a manuscript.
We have a manuscript. Well, so the book is actually, I had to send it off to my proofreader this week. And so throughout this week, I read it front to back again. I've already had my developmental editor, my beta readers, and then my copy and line editor go through. And then I made my own edits. And now it's with my proofreader. So it's like 90% done. So I've read this now for the, I think, 4th time. For people that can't see it and are just listening in, it's my printed book of book 2. So that's kind of what I've been reading. And I keep saying that I'm going to take a break and read a lot of books on my TBR after I get book 2 done. I haven't had that chance yet, but my TBR is about like a mile long. So
oh, we can relate. I haven't read like half of what's behind me, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I have all these books on my shelf and I keep telling myself, okay, don't buy any more books until you read some. So
I think my physical TBR got worse when I started getting my Fairy Lit subscription because I get the 3-book Fairy Lit subscription, And I recounted, and it got to the point where I wasn't opening new packages to see how many I could get through, and then I had to open all the packages
Oh
because
my
there's too
God.
many packages.
You
My
had this,
physical
like-
TBR is like 130 something now. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Courtney, you should have seen this pile. It was like this just giant pile of delusion and cardboard. Like it was
She was
so
like,
funny.
I'm not going to open it until my birthday. And I was like,
She also made it
Open
sound
it.
like this was somehow going to keep her from buying or ordering more books, and it was
It
not doing
didn't.
that.
It
That's
didn't
not
work.
what was happening.
She'd come home and be like, I went to the works today. Do you want to see what I got? But
It's okay because
Yep.
I'm putting it in this box over here, and I'm not allowed to touch it. Like, okay.
Well,
the
it's funny
logic
then,
just
yeah.
wasn't there.
It's
No.
funny because this is my second bookshelf. I have one other bookshelf and I filled it. And I was like, well, I'm going to need another bookshelf because I have like a lot of books that come into me that I sign and then like ship out, right? I was like, it's
Mhm.
just going to be for my books. Like, I just need somewhere to
Mm.
store my own books.
Sure.
Look at all these up here. Do you see mine up there? Well, I mean, mine are
No.
like
It's
off
just,
in
just
the
a nice
corner, but,
little.
like, I'm like, now I have to buy more books to fill up the shelves. Otherwise it looks weird. So,
Yeah, but I think you needed it because you have a very authory background now, and the
Yeah.
really like makes it
Yeah, it's beautiful.
like yeah.
Oh, thank you. But it's just funny because I try to justify I need a new bookshelf to store my own books. And then I was like, well, but I also need to buy more books to make sure
To
that the
fill the
bookshelf
bookshelf.
looks good. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it
Yeah.
looks it's empty. So, it's
Exactly.
just funny.
We get your logic. It's fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Thank you for supporting me. Me and
Yeah.
my book buying
If-
habit.
If you need enablers, we're kind of like the people
Oh,
to be doing that. It's
We're
like,
not-
should I do this? Yes.
if you need people to keep you grounded and like responsible, we are not those
It's not
girls.
us.
But
No.
if you need someone to just like indulge your every whim, we got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I came home, like we went on like vacation or holiday like a few weeks ago, and my bookshelves, I had the same bookshelves, but they used to be black.
Mhm.
And they were kind of like starting to like sag a bit because there's so many books, and none of the books here, apart from Kingdom of Ash, this is my fiance's bookshelf because he does English literature at university. But we came home the same day we got home from vacation. I was like, I really want white bookshelves. And Crimson and Molly were like, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
3 hours
Do
later,
it.
I dismantled all 3 bookshelves. The
She
books were
did.
all across the bedroom. And the next day, we had new IKEA bookshelves.
Wow.
To be fair, though, you have been unhappy with your bookshelves for a long time.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted white ones. I had to get black ones. But they didn't used to, because I can't get Billy bookshelves because they don't fit in the space that we have.
Yeah.
So I had to get these specific bookshelves from IKEA. And they only used to have black ones or dark brown. So they
Yeah.
released white ones, which is when I got them.
Oh wow.
We don't talk about IKEA anymore.
That's
It's not true. It's just a toxic relationship. IKEA's gonna love bomb me in a couple days when they bring me all my stuff. It's fine. It's fine.
hmm
Anyway,
So,
I think we should talk about some book related stuff.
you know,
Potentially.
the reason we're here. Like,
Of course.
I mean, we're only 20 minutes into this intro. What are you talking about?
Just the usual, really.
Yeah.
So we are obviously here with Courtney, and we're really happy to have you here, by the way. I know we said it off the pod.
So happy.
As
yeah.
soon as you were added to the list of potential authors to bring on, I pretty much demanded that to Molly and Crimson that you were first.
Well, I'm really honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
I mean, it's not like we were fighting it, by the way. Like we weren't like, I don't know about that. Like she was like, we should have Courtney on, and we were like, yeah. And she's
Yeah,
like,
okay.
no, really, we're gonna do it. And we were like, okay, yeah.
and honestly, you would have thought that I'd like bankrolled her a book shopping spree. I was like, babe, I messaged Courtney and she says she's down, and she was like, I can't believe you done that. Really? Like, really?
Oh my god, yeah. It's great.
Best
So-
day of my life.
Anything for you, boo.
Well, I got your message and I was like, oh yes, I love going on like podcast interviews and stuff like that. And I was really excited to talk to you guys. So I'm just as excited to be here.
Oh
I love
yay.
that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So,
Let's
shall
well.
we?
So-
We?
Normally to start, we talk a little bit about what the series is about. So I think Emmy has a little something prepared to let the listeners who maybe don't know just kind of like what the vibe is.
I do. I have a summary that I have kind of been inspired by what's on Goodreads, but also with some of how I found the book myself. So this may be long. This may be like at least a minute long, maybe less. But
Buckle in.
we are going to discuss of Flames and Fallacies. So in this dragon-filled fantasy, we are following Katarina Blackwind, who during and after a family loss finds a dragon egg buried in her father's grave. So knowing that possession of a dragon egg, or even a dragon, can lead to her own execution, she embarks on a quest to return the egg to the Dragonlands. And all would be easy, except it hatches, and then we get to meet Deja, who is a funny and stubborn baby dragon. So, realizing that she might have bitten off more than she can chew, Katarina hunts down her old flame Cole Ashbourne, who is a captain in the King's army, and is suddenly swept into working in a military outpost, having to keep an ever growing dragon a secret. So it's within the outpost that we find a provocative swordmaster, a golden retriever bestie, and a healer who can only be explained as the local badass witchy grandmother. So, without giving away too many spoilers, after a series of dangerous events, magical encounters, and romantic elements, she ends up in the clutches of the rebels, and it has a cliffhanger ending with the shocking realization that someone in the group is not who we thought.
Ooh,
I love it.
very exciting. Why haven't I done my
Well
homework?
done,
Write it down.
Emmy.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Applause.
I'm so well
Usually
done,
it's
babe.
Molly. Usually
It's
Molly writes the summaries.
It's funny because writing blurbs are so hard. So next time I might just come to you and just say like, "Hey, I'll
Guys.
book you early if you want to help me with the blurb." I have the blurb, but it's
I will 100%
WIP
give me a
right now.
message.
Into the grubby grubby hands. Yep.
Yeah, hand it over. Well, I suppose our first question really is like, where did the inspiration for this? I suppose not even just the book, but where did it come from? The series, like, how did you even think about this as a plot line?
Well, so it's kind of funny because about a year ago, I read Fourth Wing, as a lot of people have. Read Fourth Wing. I read Iron Flame, and
Well done.
when I
Not to rub it in.
Well, like I slammed, man, I like read Fourth Wing so fast, and Iron Flame took me a little bit longer. But then once I
Mhm.
finished, I was like, okay, I need to read something similar to this. Like I want more Dragon Riders. One of my favorite series when I was a kid was Aragon, if you're familiar.
Mhm.
Love it. Yeah,
Dragon
sure.
Riders and stuff
Amazing.
like that. And every time I kept trying to look up like adult fantasy romance with dragon riders, a lot of stuff came up as like dragon shifters. And I was like, I don't know if I want dragon shifter. I want like dragon rider. And
Yeah.
so the more I kept looking, I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool if there was like, I wonder if there's a story that has like a love triangle and has like, plot twists. And then maybe instead of, how in Fourth Wing, everybody has a dragon, like maybe all the dragon riders have been executed and it's illegal and just kind of putting a spin on that. And then as I
Yeah.
began adding in more little bits of like, wouldn't it be cool if this, and wouldn't that be like interesting if this, it kind of like snowballed. And then all of a sudden I had this plot idea in my mind. And then I was like, what if I just wrote it? And I was like, no, that's silly. I'm not going to write it. Like, I don't have like a, degree in writing or anything like that. Like, I no. And then I just kind of started toying with the idea. I wrote the first chapter and then it's kind of just like took off from there. And then now here I am, a year and a half later, and now I have 2 books written, which is just wild. So basically, Fourth Wing is where I got like the main inspiration for this entire series.
That is
Amazing.
amazing.
We're
Because
all for running off delusion, to be fair.
yes,
Like,
100%. I actually, as a fanfic girly, I feel like that's where the best ideas come from, is when you're just like, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? And then that also makes me think, wouldn't this be cool if this happened? So like, I just feel like that's where true creativity kind of happens, is like just like that spark. But also like, I think it's so interesting that you say that, because I remember when Fourth Wing first came out, part of the reason I didn't read it right away was because a lot of people were like, it's not that original. But actually, like, I've never read another romantasy that had that kind of dynamic that Fourth Wing does. I find it pretty original. Like, sure, some of the like romance plot and stuff is not that original, but like the concept of the world is really interesting. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
and I
think
think
it's
it's
cool.
like it's a pretty common, at least a lot of us authors say this, is like there's no idea that's 100% original. You're always going to get
Of
inspiration
course.
from somewhere, whether you intend to or not, like subconsciously, like you're always going to get inspo from somewhere. So it's basically impossible to have an original idea. But the thing that makes it original is like you're the one telling it.
Yeah,
Because
and
sometimes
what
people,
spin you put on it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So there might be little tidbits from this and this that's been inspired, but unless you're writing word for word the exact same book or something like that. But
Yep.
yeah.
So I have
So
a question then,
yeah.
because if the series is inspired by like your reading experience, did you have it in your mind? Like you said, you thought it was a crazy idea to write it yourself, but did you ever before that, like in your life, kind of want to be an author, or was it a new concept for you?
So from elementary school to about college, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. There used to be this website called Neopets. And so
Yes. Oh
Yes.
my god,
Yes.
yes. Ugh.
okay,
If I could
right.
log in and get my Neopets back, I would be a whole person
I would
again.
die. Yeah.
I'm glad because I'm like, how am I going to explain Neopets if nobody knows what Neopets is? But for those that don't know that are listening, it's basically a website from back early 2000s that you had like these online digital pets that you take care of, and it was a community. Anyways, part of the community, there was like this um like group of people that would do what's called like role playing. So you would
Mhm.
basically create a character off of your Neopet. You could do like character design, backstories, and you would like basically write stories with your pet with somebody else's pet, like whether they go on some grand adventure or something like that. And so I did that from elementary school to like college, like making my own characters, my own like character designs, all, backstories, all sorts of stuff like that. So I did that for the longest time. That was kind of like my writing background. And then when I went to college, I
Amazing.
got a degree, I got into a full-time career not related to writing. So I never really imagined myself as being an author just because I always thought like, oh, you have to have like a bachelor's degree or something, in creative writing. And so I never considered I would be an author, which is funny because like here I am. Like if you would have told me I would have written a book 2 years ago, I probably would have laughed at you. I'd be like, I don't what are you talking about? No way. There's no way. And people decided to read it. Yeah. Okay. So that was my only experience. I always thought of like, oh, it'd be cool to write a book, but I didn't think I would actually do it, I guess. So
Mhm.
yeah.
You don't write like somebody who hasn't been writing and publishing and
Yeah.
wanting to get into publishing. Your writing style is, you know, enviable
Oh, thank
from
you.
like
Yeah.
people that have been like trad published. And it's kind
I
of
mean,
insane to me.
Oh, wow. Thank you
yeah,
so much. I appreciate that.
like when I was like I don't really do reviews on TikTok anymore, but when I was doing them, like I used a different scale for debut indie authors because there's a learning curve to writing, like, and sometimes there's
For sure.
frankly like a little skill issue going on, and so I don't want to like just discount somebody because they just haven't had the practice. And like, yeah, I mean, I've only read a little bit, but you do not write somebody who like is missing the practice. Like,
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, I appreciate that a lot too. So, I mean, I think there's different kinds of like writing styles, right? Like there's, authors that have that very poetic kind of writing style, like that prose that's very, descriptive and like flowery and like really beautiful. I think I tend to lean towards the more kind of like
mm,
simple simple side of things. And so I appreciate you saying that because sometimes I get in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm not as like experienced as these other like authors and stuff like that. And my prose is a little bit more simplified compared to, like when the moon hatched, for example. So I appreciate you saying that. That means a lot to me.
Imposter syndrome is truly
Oh,
a bear. It is the
ugh,
worst. Like
yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
I don't write as in I don't write much as in writing, but I'm in academia and research and it's a lot. So definitely can understand that.
yeah. I feel like you can talk to any author and we're all going to say we have some sort of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, yeah, yeah. It almost comes with the territory. It's so funny.
I've actually learned something kind of strange recently. In my real job, I have recently moved into management, and so something interesting about when you manage people in tech is that you're kind of a therapist in a lot of ways. Like if you're doing it with empathy, like you kind of have to listen to people's issues and like figure out how to like help them through those issues. And you would be amazed at how many super confident seeming white men have crazy imposter syndrome, like so many of them do.
Mhm.
They're
And
just
it's
faking it till they make
hilarious.
it.
Yeah, like so hard and doing apparently a great job at it because they have an easier time than we do. So it's very interesting and has really helped my imposter syndrome to realize that all of these dudes who seem so confident are just like actually secretly like, I don't know if I'm good enough to do that or whatever. So
It's funny because I've seen an article, it was talking about, like, people when they go to apply for a job, and don't quote me because I don't know exactly what the percentage is, but there's, like, a significantly big difference between men and women applying for a job when they don't have all
yeah.
the qualifications. Men are like, "Well, I might meet, like, 60% of the qualifications, but I'm gonna go for it, let's go." And then us women, most of the
Yeah.
time, we're like, "Oh, man, I only meet, like, 95% of the qualifications, so I'm not gonna apply." And so it's
Yeah.
interesting seeing, like, the
Yeah.
different
The
thinkings there,
really
so
big difference is that men will have the imposter syndrome but do it anyway. And
Mhm.
then women will have the
Mhm.
imposter syndrome and they will let it stop them from doing it. Like they will think
oh,
that,
yeah,
okay, I don't want to bother anybody by doing this. It's really that we don't want to make ourselves inconvenient for anybody to have to like bother to look at our stuff and tell us no. Whereas
for
men are
sure.
like, whatever. If I waste their time, I waste their time.
Which is
I
funny because
think
this is,
it's
like, a big thing too that comes up in, like, my book. Like, they always say, "Write for your, main character, write something that they like a lie that they believe in." And one of the biggest things I wanted for this whole series is that the FMC, especially in book 1, she has, like, a lot of self-doubt. Like, she's going
Mm,
through some things. She, like, doesn't believe she can do certain things. And so, like, throughout the series, she'll kind of grow through that. But that's, like, a big important piece to me is that, like, whether you call it imposter syndrome or just, like, self-doubt, like,
yeah.
I just think that's an important story to tell, especially because I struggle with it myself. So, yeah.
I
I
need
just
to
wanted
write
to
more.
like pick her up and give her a big hug because she doesn't
Yeah.
obviously
Mhm.
aside from the fitty caption, she doesn't really have anyone that is in her corner and telling her that she can do things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think that I know some people kind of go into it like hoping to have this like really strong like badass FMC, right? Like and Kat, especially in book 1, spoiler alert, does not start off like that. Like she's going through it. She again, lots of self-doubt. She doesn't feel like she can do things. Um and again, I think that's important
I
too to kind of show
actually,
character growth over a series.
yeah, I mean, I love a badass FMC, but like I actually prefer FMCs that I don't like at first because they have so much doubt and like they're not like I happen to be an SJM girly. I'm an ACOTAR girly, as you can kind of see behind me. And I hated Feyre in book 1. Like I hated her so much. I was so annoyed with her, and she's like my favorite FMC now because like her growth was just incredible. And I feel that way about Plated Prisoner series, and I feel that way like there's so many like all my favorite series are actually an FMC that took me a while to warm up to. Usually because like I struggle with characters who have self doubt because it's um I like it makes me look at myself a little much. Like it's a good thing to have in a book, but like it makes
Yes.
me like look at myself and be like, "Are you this person?" I don't
We
like
love
that.
the
This is
growth.
getting a
We
bit
love a
too
character with
much
Yeah.
growth.
personal.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Mhm.
you don't have to be so loud. But like, yeah. So I actually love a character though that we see grow on the page and isn't just
Yeah.
like amazing right off the bat.
Yeah, I agree.
That's also what I loved about Violet. Violet in Fourth Wing is like she's she's kind of she's kind of silly in the beginning. Like she's determined, but she's very much doubting her own abilities. She's let everybody else get in her head, and then it's her
Mhm.
growth that lets her like move forward. Yeah.
I hated book 2 Violet. Yeah. I couldn't stand her. I actually didn't mind at the start in book 1. I was like, like you're fine. You're learning like the lay of the land. Like it's fine to be nervous, whatever. And then in book 2, I was like, You did so well at the beginning of book 1. Like, stop being a whiny bitch.
I
Like,
was
please.
I was so hard on her in the beginning. Like she was like, everybody's dying around me, and I was like, yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? Just like keep going. Like,
It's fine. You're in the war. Like, what did you expect?
but in book 2, I was kind of sympathetic. I was like, oh, your whole world is crumbling. Like,
On the note of iconic female characters, was there any
mm.
iconic female characters that inspired Kat? Was there any book characters or any inspiration you took from real life that kind of molded the character, or was this something that, you know, came out of the Delulu, if you will?
That's a great question. I feel like my immediate answer for that would probably be Daenerys from Game of Thrones.
Nice.
Just because she kind of starts off, and of course they both have the silvery blonde hair, right? And dragons. So, but like Daenerys starts off, you know, she's what, is she 15 or 16 or something like that?
14.
It's
14, I think.
14, even
14.
younger. So,
Mm.
Kat in this book is not that young. She starts off 22, but like, you know, Daenerys in Game of Thrones, she starts off, you know, pretty young, pretty kind of like quiet, very, I feel like she has a lot of self-doubt too, like in the beginning of Game of Thrones, and then you see her um grow
Very
throughout
naive.
the series.
Mhm.
So I would say Daenerys. I was gonna say something else, but I don't want to spoil anything towards the end of Game of Thrones series. So
It's so funny you mentioned Game of Thrones. So when I started last night, the opening scene, all I could think of is the final season of Game of Thrones when Daenerys goes to the Red Keep, and
Mm.
you know, you see the dragon fire and you see the chaos that's going on, and obviously I was reading what was happening in Padmore, but I was immediately taken back to Game of Thrones, and I was like, this feels like I'm back in Game of Thrones. So I was just like, I wonder whether that was I wonder whether there was some inspiration going on there.
yeah. Well, and I think a lot of people talk about in a lot of fantasy books, sometimes like the beginning is kind of slow. It's like a slow introduction. And so what I wanted to do with the first chapter is kind of do something opposite. I wanted to show the stakes up, you know, pretty immediately. I mean, I think it's what, the third sentence you find out like everything's on fire. Like there's chaos and
He
stuff.
threw me in the deep end. Is like, oh, there's alarms going off, and she's like, couldn't they have picked something like bells, something that wasn't so obnoxious?
Like fucking hell, yeah. Yeah, and some people don't like that. Some people are like, whoa, I feel like I just hopped right in. Like, I need like a slow, but yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to do. I
I
just wanted
love
to
being
hop right
thrown
there
in.
and start,
Mm.
yeah,
Me too.
start with like a high tension, scene. It slows down after the first scene, but that's just kind of that's the whole opening.
Does it though? Because suddenly there's like everything starts burning. Like there's fire everywhere.
Oh, I feel like from chapter but like chapter
Oh.
10, is it 10 or 15? I feel like it's slow, and then so it's funny how
goes
you're like
from
no.
like immediate chaos to like traumatic loss.
Oh,
Like
I love
within
that.
like 5 minutes. Like it's insane.
I love
that.
being I love being just thrown in the fry. Like I actually dislike when and in fact I don't read that much romantasy regardless of what my bookshelf looks like, literally because like so often they spend so much time in the beginning on so much world building that like the plot and the characters don't get to shine in the beginning, and that just like I love when I'm just thrown into a chaotic situation and I just have to figure out what's going on. Like for me it like creates like a puzzle and I'm trying to put all the pieces together. And
In the first draft of Flames and Fallacies, the first chapter was like her sitting by the river and just like reflecting on her life and like
Yeah.
what happened with her family and like kind of getting an insight into
Mm.
her as a person. And then I was like, I don't know, this feels a little too slow. So I actually X'd that chapter. And then chapter 2 was actually supposed to be the town on fire scene. And so I just like X the first chapter and move that out. I'm like, all right, we're gonna starting it off high.
Everything's on fire.
Everything's
I was
this is
I was
fine.
just sat there. I was just sat there at like 11 p.m. with my Kindle, and you know the meme from Community where he walks in with the pizza and everything is on fire and people are fighting? I felt like him right there. I was like, oh, Okay. So
This is how we're
thanks.
going. This is how we're starting. It's like the
thought it
dog
was
sitting
great.
at the table and it's like everything's on fire and he's like, this is fine. Like that's
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
The characters in this book are great. I love Archie, by the way.
Yeah, I'm so glad you like him. He's
He makes me so happy.
good. You're gonna see more of him in book 2, so I'm glad you like him because I love him too. I love reading him. He's really fun.
He
He's like a
is
great
very much like
sunshine, like a very like dark, dark, scene plot stuff like that. So
it's like the Riddick effect.
Mm.
Like I think that's like a thing now. It's like you've got like
Yeah.
the sunshiny golden retriever bestie character. I loved him. I thought he was great. Anytime he walks across the page, I was like, I love you. And I loved that he was one of the first to find out, obviously spoiler filled, about like Deja. Like she was like, and he was standing there like, like what did I do?
they're at first like, oh my gosh, Kat, get back. And he's like still injured from the night before. So he's like trying to protect her, even though he's injured against this freaking dragon. And then that's when Kat has to be like, no, like, thank you for trying to protect me. But like, she's my dragon. So like,
It's not needed here.
and then yeah. So yeah, and actually the very first draft, I didn't have Archie find out like that. I didn't have anyone find out. And so I was like, no, I think I need to like really kind of push their friendship into like the next level. And so that's when I added that scene because I was like,
I like that it was him.
yeah. I feel like that's a good test of friendship sometimes too, is like being able to like trust, your friend like with a secret. Especially as big of a secret as that. Like if someone, well, one, if Archie were to tell someone, which he wouldn't, that's not his character. If he were to tell someone, like that would put Deja and Kat's life at risk. But even more so, if he keeps that secret and that gets out that he knew and didn't tell anyone, then he's gonna be executed. So yeah, that was an important scene to me to add in just to kind of like elevate their friendship.
We should probably talk about like some of the other characters though as well, because we almost have like a love triangle vibe going on between Cole and Darian.
Yeah, and I know some people are like, I don't like love triangles. I love love triangles. I love, and some people are, I love the idea of having a love triangle and you don't know who she's going to end up with. Like, I feel like some love triangles you read and it's like, okay, obviously she's going to go with this guy. But it's my intention
It's
that
hard in this one.
I not know where it's going to go. So
I am definitely a Darian girly.
you like the bad boys.
Yeah, Cole dislikes the rules too much for me. And I don't like that he's like, I have to protect you. Oh, pretend to be my sister. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm just like, ew. And then Darian's great. I love him.
It's really fun to write his banter too, because I'm like, I even made a post on TikTok because like authors talk about how sometimes you try to write a story and like your characters will not follow script. Like you trying to force them to like carry out this task or something in a scene and they just like go against the grain and do their own thing. And that's been Darian for me. So this is a weird thing to admit, but like I do not like the nickname Kitten. But Darian has to call Cat Kitten because that's just like the whole point is like she doesn't like him. Kitten, and that's his character. And I'm like, I tried so hard to not have him use that nickname. And it's funny, I mean, some people love the nickname Kitten. But yeah, that was like the whole point of him using that nickname is because she doesn't like it. So he's kind of using it to like
I think it's one of those nicknames that like I don't mind reading it in a book, but like if my husband called me Kitten, I'd probably say,
oh yeah.
Like there's no way.
Yeah.
Did your own character manage to give you the ick? Because that's like a whole other level.
Not necessarily. I just was like, I don't know. I don't prefer, like, I don't see him calling her Kitten as like an endearing thing. Like, oh, like, you know, for like,
it's very much like you're little and not vicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's from, is that Haunting Adeline? Wait, I don't know. I've heard of that nickname before. I don't know what book it's from. But
She calls him in Haunting Adeline. She calls him Kitty Cat.
Kitty
because
cat.
he calls her little mouse because he's like stalking her.
Oh, like cat and mouse kind of thing.
Yeah. And then she
Yeah,
calls the
See-
kitty cat to piss him off.
See, a certain character in Throne of Glass also calls another character Kitty Cat,
Yes,
Really?
that's true.
but not
yeah.
but not
I
but
forgot
not a
about
love
that.
interest. Yeah,
Kitty cat
No.
friend. Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
the Kitty Cat.
Yeah, I haven't read the Throne of Glass series, so I'm like, I have no
That
idea.
one
what
makes
you guys are
sense. That
talking
one is really endearing. Like that one, that's a whole different level. Because it's
Mhm.
not romantic, it's just like to be cute.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
so like
also
Darius
to annoy.
Ways.
not like that's supposed to be like a kind of like a jab. Like he's trying to do it to like he's basically trying to do it to be condescending. Like her nickname is Cat and he's calling her Kitten. Like and he even
Mhm.
says there's a quote in book 1 where he's like, you know, she has the prowess of a kitten, but thank you very much for your concern. Like, I'm not afraid of her. Like she's nothing. I can like brush her aside with a hand. Like I'm not worried about it. And so it kind of sticks from there. That's like the whole introduction of
Yeah.
the nick. But yeah.
I just like
Was
a bad
there? We know. We know. She is a Karen Swift.
Oh man. I did
Die
read
Hard.
Quicksilver. Oh wait, what?
She is a diehard Karen Swift
Okay,
fan
okay. I was like,
I
like
love
Carrie.
him.
with his little plant. Was
Yes.
there?
Plant.
Was there a character that you felt more comfortable writing, and was there a character that you struggled more with?
I would say, let's see, most comfortable writing. Probably I'd probably say most comfortable would be Archie. I feel like he's so predictable. I would say it's pretty easy to write him. Uncomfortable, I would say, that's a tough one because all of them have their little quirks that makes it hard to write. I'd probably say Darian because he's very defiant even against me. So I would say Darian is the hardest. He's like probably one of the most fun, but he's like hard to write because like anytime I try to force him into like a certain situation or like a scene, I feel like he fights me and then he usually ends up winning. But yeah,
I love that he just does his own thing.
that's his own.
Yeah.
That's his,
You
and
never know what's coming.
no, and like it's funny because I've had so many people tell me at the end of book 1, they're like, they expect Darian to be kind of like a Xaden or a Reese, where he's like a good guy, kind of pretending to be bad, or you think he's bad, and like, no, Darian's like he's supposed to be an asshole. He's supposed to not be very.
He's
Like,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's excuse my language, but he's a dick. Like he's supposed to be like that. He's not pretending. Like he's mean. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love how you said "excuse your language" and that's
Yeah,
like
this is
tame in
not-
comparison to what we
This is
got.
not a family friendly.
well, it's funny because I said asshole right before dick. And
Yeah.
I was a little late for that, but
Dick is too far, but asshole's fine. Like
Yeah,
Shall we play a slight game?
yeah.
we shall.
This is
I
gonna
love games.
It's a
Since
good
we've been
time.
talking characters, it's a good time.
It
Yeah.
is.
This is a game for you, Courtney, rather than us.
Okay.
I suppose realistically, I'm probably the only one that could answer this question because I'm the only one of the three of us that actually finished the book.
She's gonna hold
um,
this over our head forever.
Oh yeah.
Literally all week, she was like, I cannot be the only one who finishes the book. And we were like, well,
I'm like halfway through. Cut me some
It's okay.
slack.
I read it, so it's 2 and 2. So you're good. Yeah.
yeah.
It's fine. We're gonna play a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Okay.
Your choices.
Excuse our language.
Yeah.
Sorry, mother.
This is not a child-free friendly.
No, it's not.
We're gonna choose between Darian, Cole, and Archie.
Oh no. Do I have to answer first, or are you going to answer first?
I think you should answer first.
Crims is like,
Oh no.
suffer.
Okay. Oh gosh, this is so. I've never even considered this. Okay. Oh no. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. I already know. I would say
No pressure, but this
Mary
is gonna be a clip
Archie.
on TikTok.
Mary Archie.
Valid.
Mm,
Mhm.
this is so bad. I guess fuck Darian and kill Cole.
I said the same thing.
Shit.
Wow.
That was
Is
I'm like
yours?
sweating. I wish you could see me. I'm like sweating from that question. Does that mean does that give you any hint into how the rest of the series is gonna go? Not
Well,
necessarily.
I said the same thing after reading book 1. I haven't even
Yeah,
read
that's
book
based
2,
on That's
obviously.
based on book
Can
one.
I think we
Mm.
need to give you some historical context that Emmy, when we play this game, Emmy is usually the most unhinged actually. So just I don't know what that says about your choice, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm just gonna say I answer that based off of book 1. And book 2 answer would
I was gonna
probably
say.
Oh, that's
like stay
fascinating.
for now. Yeah. And it would probably change
Hmm.
again after book 3 too. So
Okay.
changes
Oh
a
dear
little bit.
God.
Yeah, it's fun though.
I'm
I'm really
excited.
excited to read book
In
2. So
I feel like I'm in for a roller coaster and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
What can we expect then? Obviously, you can't tell us a lot about book 2. I mean, obviously, you can tell us like when it's coming, etc. But is there anything that you can tell us about what's going to happen next that you would be comfortable telling us that on the podcast?
Yeah, totally. So with book 2, I mean, it does come out September 4th. And ARC readers are actually going to get the book probably in the next few weeks. And so if any of you here end up wanting an ARC copy, let me know. And I'd be happy to send it to you guys. But for book 2, it's
Yes.
about like 40%.
Please give me the art copy.
Okay, you got it. But it's about 40 to 50% longer than book 1. So she's going to be a chunky book. And with book 2, I'm just so excited about this. Like I loved Flames and Fallacies. It's always going to be my baby because it's my debut, right? But book 2, I'm just so excited about because everything that I built in book 1 was to set up for book 2. And so in book 2, you can expect like a lot of adventure, traveling, lots more elemental dragons, tons of action. The whole entire magic system is explored, as well as like the politics and the history of everything. And then you also get character backstories, force proximity, and there are 5 spicy scenes in this one versus 2 in the last one, and they are one is like
Slay.
whole chapter, and it is I'm like, I told my mom, I'm like, "You cannot read this one, I'm sorry." Um, so yeah, but this
Skip
one
these
and I
chapters.
So this one's
and
for
and a
me.
yes. And plot twist in this one is I think if you were really shocked by the plot twist in book 1, I think this one's really gonna floor you. Everybody, all my beta readers, and even like my developmental editor. My developmental editor is the one who also worked on Carissa Broadbent's books, and he was even like, "Whoa, I did not see that one coming. That's a really good twist." So I'm really excited to see what people think because everybody that's read it so far did not see the twist coming, and it's a twist that's been building for a while. And so I'm really excited for people to finally
Oh,
read
I
it and
can't
like see
wait.
what their
I
reaction.
am
I love a
so
twist that surprises
excited.
me because I
Yeah.
automatically I grew up watching Law and Order SVU with my mom, and within the first like 10 minutes of the episode, she would write down like what she thinks the
Oh, that's
twist
fun.
is. And then we would figure out if we were right at the end. So predicting twists is something I really enjoy trying to do, and I really love when I don't get it because I don't always get it. I'm not like a mythical whatever, but
That being said, I on the other hand, no.
yeah,
I am pretty good at guessing twists, so this is quite exciting. Like,
I'm
yeah.
curious. I would love to know. I would love to talk to the people that pick it up. I mean, there's and I sprinkle little like Easter eggs in there that like if you reread it, like I've had one alpha reader for this second book. So she alpha read it, she beta read it, and she's gonna arc read it. I'm like, girl, you're so she's an
Wow.
angel. Cause I'm like, with alpha reading, it's basically like a second draft. And so I don't know how she decided she wanted to read it again multiple times after that draft, but she loved it enough. I guess she wanted to reread it several times. And so when she reread it for a beta reading, she's like, "Oh, I see this, and this now. Now it went over my head when I read it the first time, but now I understand. And like, I see you kind of like leading up to this moment." And I'm like, okay, good. That's good. So I'll be curious to see if anybody picks up on it throughout the book. I have my own Discord for all my readers, and we have a certain thread where you can talk like spoilers like as you're reading it. And I love to like sit back and just like eat some popcorn and watch and see what people are like
Just
saying.
the chaos.
They're theorizing, and sometimes they get close, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that's an interesting thought, but that's not gonna happen. So it'll be really fun, once it goes out to ARC readers in July. So we'll see how many people catch the twist.
I'll have to I'll message you later on my book Instagram and be like, please give me the arc.
I will
You got it,
also.
yeah.
I
Go ahead
will
and
stay up and
message
finish tonight.
I I have a question. So because you
Yeah.
were talking about having a lot of kind of historical background and things like that in your novel, it made me think of this. In your second book. Uh as someone who's in the fantasy genre, especially because we haven't had someone who's a fantasy writer yet
Mhm.
on the pod, I'm interested in like what do you find to be the most difficult thing about writing fantasy for you?
Oh man, I think the
Like
most
what's the biggest
difficult is
challenge?
also the most fun thing is just like creating anything from like the magic system to the history and the politics. You just have to really be
Mm,
careful with fantasy because you need to make sure it all makes sense and there's no like plot holes within the magic system or the history or the
yeah.
politics. And so I'd almost say I've spent just as much time on the magic system and the history and the politics as I have actually writing the book. And I've had
Mm.
like brainstorming sessions with my husband to make sure, hey, okay, if this happens and this happens, does this make sense? And my husband's a great person to bounce those ideas off of because he will always like think of the outliers, I guess you could say, and what might make this scenario that I've created not logical. And so I
Mm.
would definitely say that's the hardest because I'm always so worried like if I didn't build a good foundational piece of like the fantasy world that the plot's going to fall apart because it's like, "Oh, well, you have this problem, but you could have easily fixed it with this." And so that's definitely the hardest part I think of writing fantasy.
So like making sure that the plot doesn't end up feeling too convenient because yeah.
Exactly, like, no plot armor or, like, for me, like, my magic system has limits, like, there's not, like, an endless supply of magic and stuff like that, and I know some fantasy worlds do have, certain boundaries and stuff like that, but, yeah, I would say trying to make sure that the magic, the history, the politics, and the plot itself all work together, like, cohesively, so that way there's not any instances where it's like, yeah, this could have easily been solved by this, or this doesn't make sense because, this happened. And I know I'm saying that, and I'm being super vague about it just because I'm trying to be careful of like what I do say. But yeah, I would say that's probably the hardest part of writing fantasy, but also
Yeah.
the most fun.
So, I have a question that is unrelated to this series. Now,
Okay.
it is no secret to our listeners that me and Crimson are die-hard monster romance fans. And
Okay.
I heard from a little bird that you have a book coming out called Hunted by the Dragon Shifter next year as part of a series. Are you
I do.
able to tell us anything about that? Because it sounds very monster romance and it's something that me and Crimson like eat for breakfast. So
Okay, so let me see what exactly I can say about it. So I mean, it is part of a series. I've been working on this idea with the other authors for almost a whole year. We talked about doing like a collection of interconnected, or sorry, not interconnected. They're not connected at all. Standalone fantasy romance books. And so, what I can say is this. Can I say this? This book deals within the same realm as the Arterian series is what I can say. But that's all I can say for now.
Fun.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might
Okay.
read books you might say, "Oh, okay, I pick up what you're putting down," but that's all I can say for now.
Okay.
Excellent.
Is it possible to say that, as the title sounds, that a monster romance girly would find something she's interested in there?
I would say yes, but it's probably not. It doesn't.
Not exactly what we're thinking. Okay.
It's not like a
Okay.
full monster romance. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I got you. More
so
paranormal, maybe. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So it probably like flirts
We
with
we like
monster, but
those
it's
too.
not like solely that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, Emmy, you're safe. It
Yeah,
sounds like
that's
the
fine.
beans are
It
safe.
means, it means Emmy can read it with us because she's not really into the monster stuff so far.
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
gotcha.
If
So maybe
you guys
segue.
throw another weird monster penis at me, I'm going to have a breakdown.
Look, tentacles are a valid.
No!
If Cthulhu is there is going to be fun. Okay, like
Yeah.
The candy cane shifting penis incident was quite enough.
I couldn't believe you didn't like that. I thought that was delightful. I don't understand why you wouldn't want it to be shaped and flavored like a candy
No.
cane. I don't know why not.
Uh-uh.
Freshen your breath.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
As a gay girly, I don't like the normal male appendage. Never mind the one that's shaped like a candy cane.
I will
Thank you.
say, in my defense, when I recommended that book, you had been fully traumatized by the other book, so we needed something else quickly. And also,
it was
I wasn't
festive.
I wasn't really thinking about like the logistics of like your preferences as much as I was thinking about like we just need a monster romance that's not as traumatizing as Sacked and Slate. So
Oh, no.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know, Courtney, if you've ever heard or read Saxon Slade. For some reason, I ended up being the guinea pig for this Christmas monster romance
That
book that
was
we
your
were going to
fault.
read for the podcast.
It's not our fault.
Then I picked it up and was like, yeah, like that's fine. Like I'll pick it up. I'll give it a read. Like I'll do it first. Traumatizing.
Was it like Krampus or something, or what? Like what?
No.
it's in. To be fair, we were gonna read like an unhinged Christmas romance, and we pulled this list from like it was specifically
Goodreads.
a dark romance list. So
Yeah.
and none of us had read it, and nobody asked.
So
Emmy to
nobody
go
knew what they were
first.
getting into.
Yeah, like this wasn't like we just threw her in the deep end. Like that's not what happened. She threw herself in the deep end.
But also, will we be
I
thrown
didn't
in the
realize
deep
what it
end?
was gonna be.
Because I want to know, like, how spicy dark are we talking?
You're saying spicy on the Dragon Shifter book?
Yes.
I would say so. It's not going to be as long as these other books, so it probably have. I think it's probably going to have like 2 spicy scenes. So I'd probably say the equivalent of Flames and Fallacies.
Excellent.
But book 2, like I said, of Blood and Banes is like a very, very spicy book. Like very like I said, 5 scenes, and some of them are very spicy. So that's what I'll say. But
Excellent.
yeah, the Dragon Shifter book is like it does have like plot to it, and it does tie into this series. So yeah,
See,
hopefully that answers your question.
this is good. This is for Emmy because when we read the not Sacked and Slate, the other one, the Monster Claws book, literally this book is wall to wall smut, and she's like, I just love the world. And we're like, what world? There is no world. Like,
You don't remember that 2 sentences on page 46? That was
yeah. She's like, the
I mean,
fairies are
like,
cute. Like what?
I'm not like a non-spicy person. Like I like a bit of spice in a book. I'm not big into the monster romance spice.
Interesting.
So I've got one more question. I don't know about the other two, but is there a world or type of book that you would really like to write after finishing this one? Is there
Oh.
a genre that you'd like to explore? Is there a type of fantasy that you'd really like to dip your toe into, rather? Step your toe into? No.
I love this question because
Great.
like I mean I have a notes tab on my phone. I have like one whole section for just things related to this series, and then I have another section of like ideas. And I actually posted on my Instagram, I think it was sometime last week. I had this idea hit me and it just won't leave me alone, to the point where like I've already started writing little bits and pieces of it and kind of like started coming up with a plot idea. But it would basically be like the Disney Atlantis with like, the glowing blue tattoos, like underwater kind of sort of
Yes.
thing. So
I love
Atlantis with those kind of like vibes and aesthetic, and then Greek mythology. So that's one idea I
Oh
have
my god.
Oh,
for, I think
I am
it's
so
a duology. Yeah, I'm like,
I am
yeah.
sold.
Yep.
I
Mhm.
I am done.
Mhm.
Sign me up.
Yeah, say less, take my money, give me
So I have
10.
got that one, and then I've got another one that's a little more dark, and I don't know what else I could compare it to, but I wanted to explore like, I think it's going to deal with like magic in terms of mirrors. So like different kind of like mirror magic, if that makes sense. I don't know. So
Mm.
that would be more like dark, kind of like gothic. But either way,
I
like
love
all
that.
of I love fantasy romance. So like I don't think I have any ideas outside of fantasy romance. So no contemporary, no dystopian. Like I don't know. I love fantasy romance. It's fun being able to like create your own worlds and magic and stuff like that, and creatures. Like I have a bunch of different like little creatures I have in my head. Shout out to my Neopets days, because I feel like that's what
Yeah.
yeah, so
I
have
couldn't.
lots.
It's
Love it.
so funny that you mention Neopets, because that is exactly how I'm like imagine Deja. Like her with her little butterfly on her nose. She's just like a cute little
Amazing.
bean.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, she reminds me of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon." I'm like, "Yeah, she's kind of like, she's just like a cute
Ah,
little,
but
like
Toothless
da-da-da-da,
reminds
and
me of
just
Neopets, so that's like
yeah,
full circle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, the cute bouncy little, yeah, adorable. But she's got some sass, and you'll definitely see a lot of her sass in book two. She's a lot more um not apparent. She's a lot more present in book two than she was in book one. So
I like when she goes from like this cute little baby, like bounces about the fields and plays with the bugs and like thinks everything's a chicken, and like and then all of a sudden she's like, I will eat all of your enemies. Can I eat this person? Like
This
I
is why
was like,
dragons are the
yeah,
best.
babe.
Yes.
She is so dainty and baby girl, no matter what. Okay.
Yeah, we love her.
it's
I
funny
think
because
this
she's
is
based off my
why
dog too. So what was
Oh
that?
my god, amazing. I was gonna say, I just think that's why dragons are so compelling, because I think that like for girly pops, they're pretty relatable, because I mean, I love red lipstick, but I don't know if you've seen me when I'm hungry. I can definitely like
That's
can
Deja.
become something else.
So she's like, yeah, there for the cuddles, but also like, don't mess with me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love that.
They're just giant cats, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
That is exactly
My
what I
friend
thought when she brought the mouse. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, she
You're a
is kind
very
of
good hunter. Thank you for providing for
she's
me,
in,
but really, it's not
yeah.
necessary.
No thanks. Yeah, I'm good. She's inspired by like my dog and my cat, so that's why sometimes people say like, oh, I can kind of see like puppy tendencies, and some people say like kind of kitten cat tendencies, is because she's kind
I
of a
mean, my
mix
cat
of cats.
my cat did the mouse thing like last week.
Recently. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. Thanks for the present, but I'm
She
good.
brought it in alive, let it go in our house. And then the next day I found it sadly passed away underneath my workstation. So
Oh, but you know what?
it was
So
for me.
since usually they bring them to us dead because they think we can't hunt, I think she was trying to teach you to hunt, because that's how they teach
Yeah.
their babies to hunt.
Yeah, she brought it to me. Well, she brought it to Alex alive. I was in bed.
Yeah.
She brought it. No, but she has this habit where she tag teams with the dog.
Yeah.
Where she brings it in alive, but she likes to play with it. She doesn't kill them on purpose. She just likes to play with them. But once they're dead, then she goes,
Babe,
I
she's
have to
killing it on
find a
purpose.
use for this now. So she brings it to me.
She's
No,
like, you're
that's
so
how
feeble and pathetic, and you can't do this
Yeah.
yourself, so I need to
I
show
need
you
you to-
how.
yeah. I think she's trying to teach Copper too. That's what cats do in the wild is they bring their
Copper does
children.
not need any teaching. That dog we have a Jack Russell. He chases after anything with legs.
Oh
I
wow.
understand. But I'm saying that Peggy, being a maternal instinct, is trying to teach everybody how to take care of themselves because she is worried you're all gonna die.
She's like getting
I
mad
think that
because
cat
she's letting
would.
the mouth run away, and she's like, "What are you doing? Why'd you let it go away?"
Yeah,
like,
she's
get away.
literally
It's
like,
Yeah.
"You're
I
supposed
slowed it down
to-"
for you.
Yeah. I did just what I do with my kittens. Like, come on.
Peggy actually, weirdly enough, like speaking about that, like she would be the worst mother cat ever. Like realistically, she doesn't have a maternal bone in her body. She would leave me for dead.
No
Like
way.
she
Nah.
would.
Nah.
She's been really angry this week. Oh, she's just been biting me all week. Like she just
Well,
bites
yeah,
all the time.
she tried to teach you to hunt and you just blew her off. I'd be mad too.
I was asleep.
I'm team Peggy
Daisha
all
is
the
an
way.
excellent
Always.
provider, though, so
Yeah.
go no wrong.
Yeah.
Speaking of cats, mine's out here trying to turn a box into a scratching pet. So
Mine, I don't know if you
Usual.
noticed earlier, mine was like trying to go behind the like screen,
I
and
did notice there was
so-
a cat in the corner.
Oh no.
amazing. I love
I
it.
try to keep him out. I'm like, if I'm not like talking to someone, if I'm just sitting here, he's fine. He's doing his own thing. But as soon as I'm talking to someone, he's like, wait, I need in on this. Like,
Yeah.
who is this? Hello, pay attention to me. Please pet me. I'm like, what?
Mine.
I've been here for
okay.
hours and you haven't like come up to me.
So the entire time I was at this current company and I was just like a regular developer engineer, my cat could not care less that I was in a meeting, could not care less that I was talking to people, whatever. The second I was promoted and I actually need to look like I know what I'm doing now, he's like all up in my business as soon as the camera turns on. Like he's just like, no,
Yeah.
I also need to run these meetings with you.
He's like, I also was promoted, so I need to,
Yeah.
So
You just see
I
his
brought you up
ears, like
to,
No, it often is his ears because at bare minimum he'll get in my lap and then like his little ears are just maybe I can get it. Yeah, his little ears are just down here. Like, hey.
that's my cat, but his tail's like thwacking my like light and then like hitting my laptop. And I'm like, get out of here. Can you come back like in an hour or something? Like
Oh my god.
I would love to
Oh, God.
see just a dragon that embodies that energy.
Yes. Like
Need
up
to
in
see
the
it.
business.
Yeah. Just being an absolute menace to society.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do have other series ideas too within this realm, not in the same time like frame, but like I do have some other like main character dragon ideas, and yeah, something more cat-like, kind of like, I don't know, the kind of cat-like that's like lazy and kind of like only comes like, how do I describe it? I don't know. A menace is as
Yeah.
you've described it. So cats are fun. I mean, I have a cat and a dog, so I love both of them, but Deja is probably more dog-like. She has cat-like tendencies, but she's a little bit more dog-like, I would say. You'll see more of it in book 2 too, but
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Can't wait. Any last thoughts before we round it out?
I have one last question.
Go for it.
Which I think is maybe becoming kind of a trend for me to ask this question, and it's a bit cliche, but I don't care. I think it's valid. Especially because you said that you had not really thought about being an author like seriously in your adulthood, like at all. I'm really interested in if you were talking to someone, as honestly often happens in book communities online these days, if you're talking to someone and they are flirting with the idea of taking the plunge and starting to write a book, what if you had like 30 seconds to a minute, like what advice would you give them?
oh man, I would first start off by saying like most authors go into it thinking like they don't have like they have imposter syndrome. So I would say like if you want to do it, like you need to just do it. Like don't get in your head, don't get in your own way. There's so many possibilities out there if all you do is just try to do it. And then my second piece of advice, which I found really helpful and I feel like people always preach about this, is just write it down. Your first draft is never going to be polished, and some people get hung up on like, oh man, this isn't perfect, or like this isn't coming out how exactly I'm envisioning it, or I use the word periwinkle 4 times in one paragraph. I don't know. But like
Yeah.
my piece of advice is write the first draft. Don't even reread it. Just like type it, get it all out, even if it's word vomit, get it out. And then that way you can go back and you don't have to edit a blank page. And I know that's super cliche, but it's so true because if you get hung up on like your word choice or if it's not coming out the way you do, it's going to take you forever to write. So just allow yourself to be bad at first and then you just kind of refine that as you go and make that better as you go. So that would be my advice for anybody wanting to write a book.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's
That'll
awesome.
make a perfect TikTok clip.
I mean, it's like social media.
I definitely
My
do
whole
not.
brain is like, what can I do to edit this?
I definitely don't ask that question purely for the TikTok clips. That's definitely not why.
No. She does like to know. We like the answers.
No, but I think it's a good. I think it's. I asked for the TikTok clip because I think it's something people are interested in. I think there's so many people out
Mhm.
there who have a story in them that they need to get out, and they don't think that they can do it, and I think that they should do it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that
I'm
was me. Like,
interested.
I was like, I don't have a background, like, I don't have like an education degree in writing. And like, who said I can write a book? Who said like anybody's going to want to write or not write? Who said anybody's going to want to read my books?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it surprises me. Sometimes I'm like, did somebody like pay you guys to read my books and be nice to me? Because like, it's just, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
it's wild. So I think you just have to give yourself the space and the grace to do like what's in your heart. And it's okay if you're bad at first, like we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
And just do it.
But some of especially because some of the most successful authors of all time don't have a creative writing degree or a literature degree or any of
Yeah.
that stuff. Like they just
Yeah.
decided to do it one day. And so like you could do it, especially like back in, the time when all of the classics were written, like those degrees didn't even exist.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
people were just writing in their homes. So I think that people should just do it.
Yeah,
Also,
exactly.
I'm a hypocrite because I haven't written a book yet, but
I need to keep writing.
All
I
time.
wrote
So,
like 10
do.
chapters.
We both do. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, there you go.
Molly's like Alice was alpha reading my book as I write it in real time. When I went on vacation for like 2 weeks, I wrote like 10 chapters and then came
Wow.
home and haven't touched it in like a month. Like, I pretend it's not existing right now.
Well, and then I dropped that plot bunny the other day that has nothing to do
Yeah.
with a fandom, and a
That
chick
was like really
you
good.
should actually write that, and
Mhm,
oh
mhm.
wait, what am I getting myself into?
You should. I agree.
I have a little
should.
OneNote with all the like plot ideas I've had, but then at the same time, like
Oh,
I
God.
am way too busy at the moment writing my thesis. Like I don't have time for this.
I mean, I have my document with fanfic plot bunnies, but most of them could just be contemporary romance as well. Like they're not really that tied to magic, and it's only like 45 different stories. Like it's fine. It's fine.
Might be able to combine some, like pick and choose, but
Oh,
yeah.
because some of them are small. Like some of them are like a scene, but like there are some big deep ones in there. Like yeah, I don't know. Someday
You
we're
can
gonna
do it.
get
I believe in you.
yeah,
I'll
thanks.
be excited to read it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. We will do our little final bit then. So usually we like to discuss just before I round us out what we are looking to read or what's on our radar for the current week. Molly, do you want to start and give an example?
So I am going to stay up all night and finish Flames and Fallacies. Because I'm just too excited now. And I'm gonna send a arc request off. And then I'm thinking I want to see, I've got a ton of arcs that I need to read, which is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I have the new Scarlett St. Clair book, Terror at the Gates, to read. So I definitely want to do that this week.
Oh, that looks so good.
And I also have Rose in Chains. Because I got my
You
Fairy Loot
do.
edition. So I do want to start that. So I think I'm just gonna let my little gremlin brain pick what I want to read. I don't think I can like set this is definitely what's going to happen. Because mood reader things. But those are definitely things that are on
Yes.
my radar at the moment.
Love it.
Who's next?
What about you, Crimson?
Oh, I don't know, but well, do product pages for like washing machines count? I'm kidding.
Reading is reading, babe. Like,
Yeah. Put the IKEA instruction manuals down. Screw it.
So we are closing in on being able to move like into the new apartment, so and move the cat and everything. So all of this whole shelf is gonna get taken apart this week. So probably not anything physical. But I am feeling like in the mood for reading, and so I'm probably gonna mood read, which probably means it's gonna be a monster romance. And um uh Catherine Moon came out with a Mothman romance a few months ago. And
I
so
saw that.
I'm thinking that I'm a Mothman girly, so I feel like I need to maybe pick that one up. Yeah, and then I think probably once we get a couch in and I have a good place to actually read, then I'm gonna go back to fantasy and read our Tyrion series. So that's the vibe, I think. But I think this week is mostly gonna be either rom-com. I also have Throttled at the other place already, so maybe I'll do that because it's still F1 season. So yeah. Something
The
like
first one's not as great as the rest, just a heads up.
I know, but sometimes when I'm busy, it's actually good to kind of hate read something that I'm not enjoying that much. So that's
Yeah.
my strategy there. Like when
Okay.
I was vacationing and I was super busy and I actually didn't have time to read because we were doing so much, I just tore through Magnolia Parks because I hated it so much. So it works sometimes.
Excellent timing there. What about you, Courtney? Have you got anything that you're going to be doing this week or reading this week?
Um, I'm trying to think the rest this week. I actually don't have anything. I mean, I have, like I said, a lot of things on my TBR. I have Bound by Fate by A.N. Cottle, Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider, Festivalist by Courtney Owen. The list kind of goes on. We'll see if I'll get to read. I do my own artwork, like whether that's the covers and the character designs and stuff like that. And I have pre-orders right now. So I'm finishing up the artwork for page overlays for book 2. So I might be tied up in that, and then the following week I might be able to read something. So we'll see if I can squeeze in a book this next week, if not the following week. But yeah.
Cool.
And Emmy, what is your plan?
So I'm on like a reading rampage right now. I'm reading like 3 to 4 books a week. I must be in some sort of like vibe. I don't know. This happens like every once in a while. So I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to be really careful about what I'm reading. So I'm reading a physical book, then I either read a pod book or an ebook. Then I'll read a physical book again, and then I'll read an ARC copy. So I think my plan this week is to finish the second Dungeon Crawler Carl book. Then I want to read my ARC copy of If Not For My Baby by Kate Golden. Then I think after that I'll probably read the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book, which is actually really thick now that I think about it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's massive. And then I need to read Queen of Shadows for the
You do.
podcast because
Oh,
I'm so far
yeah.
behind in the mass.
I'm just here in the freaking tandem read all by my freaking self.
Oh my god.
And
yeah.
you need to have finished Empire Storms already. And I'm just like over here by myself drowning with freaking kale.
Yeah, and I haven't even
Well-
finished Queen of Shadows yet. Yeah, I know.
I gotta say, the fact that you're drowning with kale doesn't really motivate me to follow you.
Fuck's sake.
Well,
You've got Nesrin at least. And Sartak.
like her.
So, yeah, like...
Like, in the second... Okay, can I just say, I did not do the tandem read first time around because I hate doing tandem reads first time around. I'm a purist. I have to read things in release order. Anyway, it's just my own idiosyncrasy. The tandem read is totally valid and do that if you want to. However, what was giving me solace is that my friend who was rereading with me while I was reading for the first time was like, "Oh, but you'll have Nezrin's storyline in this book, so you'll be golden. Everything will be fine." It takes like half the book for that storyline to pop off.
Yeah.
You got like half of a giant book.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not little. She's huge. And you've got half of a giant book just with, well, I can't say that nickname in case people haven't heard it, but read Queen of Shadows yet, but with a person I don't like, with Mr. Leafy Greens over there. So it was rough for me. It was not a good time. I think I will tandem when I do it this time, though. Because
I think I
it'll
will
help.
try a tandem this time.
When you carry on with Throne of Glass, Courtney, you need to do the tandem because it's the only way to get through Tower of Dawn.
Yeah.
Some people
Perfect.
like him,
Have that
though.
noted.
I mean,
We are not some people.
maybe you won't hate him as viscerally as I do. Maybe it'll be fine.
Okay.
We hate
We'll have
him
you
with
back.
the intense fire of a
But
thousand
I
suns.
hated him pretty, like, if you get halfway through book 4 and you don't totally hate him, if you're like, oh, I get where he's coming from, you'll be fine. If you are partway through Queen of Shadows and you're like, I want to murder this man, then Tower of Dawn is going to be rough and you should definitely tandem.
I've done been hating him since book 1.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was so
Me too.
mediocre. Yeah. We have opinions for sure.
We have many.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We'll have to have you back when book 2 releases.
Yeah, I'd love to guys
Because
on
that would be fun. It would be nice to catch up again once we know what happens next, I guess.
I have
Yeah,
so
I
much
love it.
anxiety
Once we
now.
get the answers.
This was so much fun. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Thank you for
coming on.
putting up with us.
Yeah.
We had a lot of great laughs and stuff, and yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for everyone who listened or watched. As usual, you can find all of our social medias in the description. You can also find all of Courtney's social medias, and we'll put links to her books in the description as well. As usual, you can find us on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and we're on YouTube as well if you would like to watch the carnage that happens as well as just listen to us. And we will see you guys in another episode. See you in a bit.
Love you, bye.